Hello everyone, it's Lucy and I'm with David Garland of the Pagan Awareness Network in Australia, and he's been kind enough to write a chapter for our book Witchy Magic, and I just wanted to introduce him to you. He's a fantastic advocate for pagans in Australia and internationally. So hi, how are you?
Hi.
You're a bit tired. You're at the Australian Wiccan Conference 2012 and you've been doing a mighty job, haven't you?
It's been a big weekend.
Yeah.
It's come off really well. Mark and all the guys have done a great job, so everybody's had a ball. We're at the tail end of it. I think we've got like 2 or 3 hours till we go home.
Yeah.
So yes, 29 years in a row. It's been pretty cool.
Wow, 29 years,
Yeah.
really. That's a fantastic legacy, isn't it?
The AWC floats around from group to group. It's not owned by anyone.
Yes.
Pan's been lucky enough to have run it 3 times, twice now in Sydney and once in Queensland. I think we did 2006. I can't remember the Queensland one. I'll get in trouble for that. And this one's our second one in Sydney, so
Well,
it's been quite good.
this has been my first, and I've absolutely loved it.
It's a great
Yep.
event. It's open. Everybody's happy and friendly. The workshops are great. We had a great venue. Milson's Island's a blast, so
Yeah.
it's always very good.
Can you tell us a little bit about you and your path?
I'm probably the best way to describe me is eclectic. I started much younger. My grandmother's Sicilian, and she introduced me to parts of Strega, and that is what put me on the path. We used to play poker with her on a Saturday until I worked out what she was doing, and our discards was what she was looking at the cards we threw out and figuring out stuff from that, and she introduced me to tarot,
Yep.
and introduced me to reading palms, and then I found the community and I played around the New Age area for a while. I think I did the first Magic Happens.
Yes.
The very first one.
Yep.
Not Magic Happens, sorry, Mind, Body and Wallet.
Yes.
In Darling Harbour, when it was huge, it was the biggest, and it was absolutely huge, and that's where I met most of the people that I now know.
Okay.
So I'd say my path is a mixture of the old Strega stuff, eclectic stuff, and I've also studied traditional witchcraft.
Okay.
as well.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about what you've contributed to our book? What did you write about?
I talked about my involvement in PAN,
Yes.
the Pagan Awareness Network. I founded it in 1997. I was part of the Witches League for Public Awareness under Laurie Cabot.
Yes.
There was a fairly strong movement in the 90s to try and correct the misunderstandings
Yes.
about our community and our practices. In America, there was things like people's houses being burnt down and cars having their wheel nuts loose and people being bashed for being pagans
Yes.
or Wiccans. And I didn't ever want to see that happen here.
Yeah.
So I joined up as the Australian rep for there, and unfortunately Laurie then found out about public liability insurance and realised it was going to cost her $1 gazillion to have all of us representatives out there for her, so she shut us down.
Right.
I'd already done all the work to bring it to Australia, and we decided that we would start the Pagan Awareness Network. It was going to be
Well
the Pagan
done,
Awareness
you,
Group.
because it's a big thing. That must have been like stepping through a ring of fire.
Well, it was, and we didn't do it officially to begin with. I just started the group and then started Full Moons in Seven Hills in the March of '97, and started doing things, and then found out we had to have public liability insurance. So we then incorporated in '97, and from then on we've still been running 15 years now.
Yep.
So we've been involved in every state and territory in some type of law or legislation. We lobby the government to ensure that pagans have their right to do what we do. For instance, in Victoria, South Australia and New South Wales, we've lobbied for knife laws to ensure that we
Yes.
have our families.
Yep.
In other states we weren't as lucky, we didn't hear about them or weren't involved.
Yeah.
Freedom of religion laws, getting the repeal of the Witchcraft Act in
Yes.
Victoria and in Queensland. So that type of stuff behind the scenes, as well as running events, supplying insurance for other groups to run their.
Have you seen the community change and grow, and
Yes.
how do you think it's evolving?
It's full of lots of new people. When I came into the community about 20 years ago, it was a very different place. We met in secret. You didn't know where anybody was. You had to be lucky enough to find a note in a book in an occult shop, meet us here, or be on the BBSs because the internet didn't exist.
Okay.
And Podnet was
Yes.
was the way we communicated with each other and found each other. Now with the internet, you just look.
Yeah.
It's so easy to find people.
Yeah. Well, look, both Serena and I want to say thank you so much for being a part of our book, and we hope that we can get a little bit of word about Pan out. We better wrap up now because Mark's about to declaim.
Thank you.
But thank you so much, David, and we'll see you at the book launch.
See you Friday.
Bye.